Who would think a sitcom about a widower trying to raise his 3 daughters, along with his brother-in-law and bumbling best friend, would have become one of the most treasured television shows of its era? But that's exactly what happened with Full House, which aired from 1987 to 1995. In 2016, the show was revived as a Netflix original, Fuller House. But who didn't come back? And what has everyone been doing since 1995? Candace Bure. Bure, who played eldest daughter DJ Tanner, has been incredibly busy since Full House ended. In 1996, she married former NHL hockey player Val Bure, and over 20 years later, the couple is still happily married with 3 children, Natasha, Lev, and Maxim. Bure has continued to work steadily, appearing quite frequently in both made-for-TV movies and network shows including ABC Family's Make It or Break It. In 2014, Bure joined the cast of Dancing with the Stars, partnering up with Mark Ballas. The following year, Bure signed on to co-host ABC's long-running daytime talk show The View. She then quit the show in 2016, citing the reason as being too busy with other projects, including Fuller House and her work with the Hallmark Channel. Jodie Sweetin. Following her on-screen sister's dance steps, in 2016, Jodie Sweetin, aka Stephanie Tanner, appeared as a contestant on the reality competition Dancing with the Stars. In 2017, she co-starred in Hollywood Darlings on Pop TV, a show people called an unscripted docu-comedy series. Sweetin plays a fictional version of herself alongside 2 other former child stars, Beverly Mitchell from Seventh Heaven and Christine Lakin from Step by Step. But life hasn't always been this sweet for Sweetin. For many years, she struggled with an addiction to crystal meth. She explains her experience on an episode of Dancing with the Stars.
Drugs and alcohol just sort of numbed everything. I was doing cocaine and ecstasy and, alcohol and all of that.
Once she was clean and sober, she wrote her 2009 memoir, Unsweetened. Sweetin has also been married and divorced 3 times and has 2 daughters, Zoe and Beatrix. In March 2017, Sweetin's ex-fiancé, Justin Hodak, was arrested for violating the restraining order the actress had against him. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Ashley Olsen and twin sister Mary-Kate share the role of youngest sister Michelle, but the Olsens probably won't be appearing on Fuller House anytime soon. After Full House ended, both sisters continued to act, co-starring in Two of a Kind from 1998 to 1999. They followed it up with several direct-to-video movies, including Passport to Paris, Winning London, and New York Minute. Since then, Ashley has left the acting up to sister. Mary-Kate took a recurring role on Showtime's Weeds in 2007, followed by the independent film The Whackness and the 2011 movie Beastly. Both Olsens, however, have had a big impact on the fashion world with their lines The Row and Elizabeth and James. In both 2012 and 2015, the sisters were named Women's Wear Designers of the Year by the Council of Fashion Designers of America. As far as their personal lives go, Ashley Olsen has dated an interesting roster of men, including Jared Leto, Lance Armstrong, and 58-year-old art dealer Richard Sachs, but the two have since split. On the other hand, Mary-Kate Olsen's romantic life has been a little more stable. On November 27, 2015, Olsen married Olivier Sarkozy, half-brother of Nicolas Sarkozy, former president of France. She told The Edit that since getting married, her life has become incredibly normal. She says, "I have a husband, 2 stepkids, and a life. I have to go home and cook dinner. I ride horses on the weekends." Andrea Barber. After Full House, Andrea Barber, who played Kimmy Gibbler, had a full life of normality, telling Katie Couric on The Katie Show that she graduated from Whittier College with a degree in English and later got her MA in Women's Studies at the University of York in England. According to a 2011 interview with the Monologue, Barber married Jeremy Ritke and had 2 children. She told the publication that she was over Hollywood. "Acting was a really cool childhood hobby, and I got to experience amazing things. But just like kids play soccer growing up, many don't turn into professional soccer players. I wanted a different career as an adult. Luckily, Barber changed her mind and took on her role again on Fuller House." Bob Saget. Since Full House ended, Bob Saget, who played the family patriarch and resident neat freak Danny Tanner, has kept himself quite busy. In 1998, he had a short but infamous cameo in the Dave Chappelle stoner comedy Half Baked that would have left Danny Tanner in shock. In addition to a series of guest appearances, Saget also appeared in the starring role in the sitcoms Raising Dad in 2001 and on Surviving Suburbia in 2009. TV viewers also heard Saget's voice every week from 2005 through 2014 as the narrator on the hit sitcom How I Met Your Mother. In 2014, Saget authored his second book, a memoir called Dirty Daddy, The Chronicles of a Family Man Turned Filthy Comedian. In addition to his work on screen, Saget continues to successfully tour performing stand-up. John Stamos. Ever since Full House, John Stamos has been a force in Hollywood. He has appeared as both a series regular and guest star on many shows, including 65 episodes of the hit drama ER. But 2015 was an especially big year for Stamos in both positive and negative ways. That June, he was arrested for a DUI. On The Howard Stern Show, Stamos admitted to struggling with both drugs and alcohol, saying, "I was on some medications, antidepressants, and that damn Ambien. I'm so happy to be off that." However, the same year, Stamos was also able to show off his funny side again, this time starring in the sitcom Grandfathered. Unfortunately, the show was canceled after just one season. Currently, Stamos is producing and appearing on Fuller House. Dave Coulier. Dave Coulier made his mark as the funny Uncle Joey on the series. When Full House ended, he continued to tour as a clean stand-up comedian. In 2015, Coulier told the Huffington Post, "Over the years, I've continued to do stand-up. When I do a performing arts center or a theater or a college, people say, 'You don't swear, do ya?' And I really never have." In recent years, he has appeared on 2 reality shows, The Surreal Life and Skating with Celebrities. But perhaps one of the most memorable roles Coulier has played in pop culture is confirming that he is indeed the infamous subject of his ex Alanis Morissette's 1995 hit song, You Oughta Know. Lori Loughlin. Lori Loughlin played Rebecca Donaldson Katsopoulos, aka Aunt Becky. Loughlin was married to producer Michael Burns from 1989 to 1996. She later married Massimo Giannulli of the Massimo clothing line, with whom she has 2 daughters. Throughout the years, Loughlin has continued to work in television. Her first major project post-Full House was the cop comedy Hudson Street, co-starring Tony Danza. She's had a slew of guest appearances and regular roles on various television shows and movies, including the WB Summerland, the 90210 reboot, and of course, her Fuller House guest spots. Loughlin currently stars in Hallmark's period drama When Calls the Heart. Marla Sokoloff. Marla Sokoloff was only 12 when she played Stephanie Tanner's infamous bad girl BFF Gia. After Full House, Sokoloff landed a variety of roles, guest starring and recurring on many shows including Party of 5, Desperate Housewives, and The Fosters. However, she's played some larger roles as well, most notably as Lucy Hatcher on The Practice. In 2009, Sokoloff married Alec Puro, a television and film composer, as well as the drummer in the band Dead Sea. They have 2 daughters together, Elliot Ann and Olive May. In 2017, Sokoloff returned to the big screen as Mindy in a happening of monumental proportions, alongside Katie Holmes, Bradley Whitford, and Common. It gets fuller. It appears as though most of the cast of Full House, despite their life changes, have come out on top. Not only that, but Fuller House has also been a hit from Netflix. In December 2016, Variety reported that the show was renewed for a 3rd season. The following month, Forbes announced that the 3rd season would be supersized, increasing the number of episodes from 13 to 18. Season 3 is set to premiere on September 22, 2017, marking the 30th anniversary of the very first episode of Full House. We marked our calendars.
You got it, dude!
Thanks for watching. Click the list icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.